As for the Western, I'm intrigued with the Kyrie reinvention. I said to earlier in the show, it's kind of like he's got this Madonna-like ability to reinvent. Now he's Mr. Dependability in Dallas. What do you think about that situation of him and Doncic playing together and kind of Kyrie becoming this Kyrie 3.0?
Yeah, done a very good job. And he played very well in the second half in game 6 against Oklahoma City. They're going to need his offense in this next series because you got to remember, you got to figure Doncic and Anthony Edwards are going to cancel each other out. And I think that Minnesota's offense could be a little shaky. You know, they need Anthony Towns and Naz Reid to make threes, and Kyrie could score 40 any game. So I think that's the Mavericks' advantage in this series is, you know, their offense in the backcourt. I could see Minnesota at times struggling to put the ball in the basket. You know, listen, I'm not a huge Irving fan, but he won a championship for Cleveland with LeBron with that jumper that he made in game 7, an unbelievably tough shot. He's a great, great player. You know, he's weird, but he's a great player. And he's got a chance here to get to a final after some, you know, uncharacteristic issues in New York where he didn't play with the COVID, no vaccine. They lost with Durant and everything else. He was not good in Brooklyn. He got a second life, as you said, 3-0. He's done a good job, and he's dangerous. He's a great offensive player. He puts the ball in the basket. When you have to put the ball in the basket, you play enough, decent enough on defense. He's a great player, and, you know, give him credit, too. He went to Dallas, and him and Doncic have done a good job of understanding each's role and blending in with one another when they're both kind of alpha males. So he gets credit for that, too. So give him credit. And they got a chance to win that series. I mean, you know, they're a slight underdog. They're plus 140, which, you know, no, they're a little more than that. They're plus 165, more than a slight underdog. They're a moderate underdog. I'd take them. I think that's worth it. Now, you know, taking Dallas at a plus 165, that's going to be a long series. That might be worth it. Give the Mavericks a chance here, a fighting chance against Minnesota.
And then there's the whole world is flat routine, too, as well. But
yeah, I mean, you can't take him serious. He's nuts. I can't listen to him. The world is flat. That was funny. Doesn't take the vaccine shot, hurt his team, missed 29 games. Listen, I wouldn't want to have a dinner conversation with him, but as far as his basketball playing ability, he's a hell of a player.
Who are the players that have driven you nuts the most in your career?
Nuts, like an Irving kind of thing?
I can't even take it.
You know, Marcus Stroman has a lot to say, and I'm not a big fan of him. He's a good pitcher, though. He's a good competitor. That would be one. Boy, who is up and down? You know, the thing that drives you crazy are the players who are up and down. You know, you can't count on him on a game-in, game-out basis. You know, Larry Bird was a trash talker, and he was a tough son of a gun, but you knew what you were getting, and then he delivered, so you liked it. Pippen sometimes drove me crazy. Couldn't score in the fourth quarter of the big game, which always drove me nuts. You know, I don't like players who talk a lot and then can't back it up. That always drives you nuts from that perspective. I don't know if there's anybody in particular who I can think of top of my head who I just can't deal with. Irving is a perfect example. You know, I like to see Durant take ownership of firing all these coaches. Atkinson, Vogel, Nash. If he wanted to keep Vogel, he could have made sure that Vogel stayed. Same with Nash and Atkinson with Brooklyn. That drives me crazy. And the funny thing is, I remember at the time, and I was one of them, 81, when Magic got Westhead fired with the Lakers, everybody killed Magic. And Magic did not back down. He says, you know, I don't want him coaching me. This is not the right coach for this team. And Magic, you know, took it all on himself. They brought Riley in, and they turned out it was a great relationship. They won all those championships. That if you want to fire somebody, as you know, come out and say it. A lot of these coaches, a lot of these great stars, they don't want to play for a coach, but they don't want blood on their hands when franchises get rid of the coach. You know, look at Platt with LeBron in Cleveland. Look at Vogel in L.A. with LeBron. Now you're throwing hand. They by their actions and how they play, and by their silence, they tell you they don't want the coach. When in fact, in certain situations, they could keep the coach because obviously a team isn't going to fire a coach who their big star wants to play for. And Magic is one who told everybody, I don't want to play for Westhead. They fired him. They brought Riley in. They won all those championships. So I give Magic credit for that in the long run.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.